Colorado vehicle coming to us from Minnesota. Make some noise for the Federal Tire driver. It is Alec Robbins. As we are playing host to making history here for the first ever purpose-built Drift Coliseum. New Jersey, stomp your feet. Let's make some noise for all these drivers. If you can hear me, stomp your feet and get as loud as possible.
Hopefully the rain stays away.
Jeff Jones, Alec Robbins, 2 Nissan Zs. Who's going to come out on top? Jeff Jones, Alec Robbins, both V8, ready to get after it. And Here we go, Jeff Jones. Yeah, these things are ablazing. Jeff Jones comes into that first outside zone. That 818 coming to us from Los Angeles. You got Minnesota's own Facetto, Nissan Z, into that second outside zone. Shooting out those cones. I know Jeff Jones throwing it down, doing the soldier boy, right? Superman. Let's see if he can bring it on home as Alec Robbins gets some separation here. Tries to play catch up. Jeff Jones making it look good.
All right.
That Edelbrock supercharged V8 818. And here goes Robbins out front. That Facetto Nissan Z. It's an all Z battle, all V8s under the hood. See Jeff Jones applies the pressure there in that first outside zone. And now digging into that second, that big, long 180 degree. And into that front clip. Good angle there from Jones. Alec Robbins, like I said, pulled away earlier. Oh, and Robbins almost looked like getting that angle right there. All right, so scores are in here. Jeff Jones, Alec Robbins, slide him left for Jones or right for Alec Robbins. And it looks like Alec Robbins will get the victory.
Making it real clear.
Robbins, and that was unanimous. Here we go, Kazuya Taguchi and Alec Robbins. Kazuya Taguchi will lead up garage ISR 86, Royal Purple top 16. Alec Robbins about to put it down. See the Type S lights underneath the vehicles. And here comes Kazuya Taguchi in that lead position, filling all that zone. Nice job by Kazuya. Bit of a shallow angle there from actually both the drivers, excuse me. And now into the outer zone. Look at Alec Robbins. Yeah, being from Minnesota, he's got the snow, he's got the wet, and now he's got the good chase run. Past that inside clip, Kazuya Taguchi, flames shooting out. of the hood, and unfortunately Robbins takes a shallower line there, but I liked what I saw. And Alec Robbins coming down in the Facetto Nissan 350Z from Becker, Minnesota. And here comes Robbins. Definitely an aggressive driver last year, tempering the flame, literally cooling it down here in the wet, but still phenomenal placement of that Nissan Z. And here goes, look at that, just hangs it out to dry. And then around that front clip, you can see Kazuya Taguchi taking out that front clip. Oh, and then Robbins once again, so even in the lead position, takes that shallower line. Slide him left for Robbins, right for Kazuya Taguchi. And it looks like Kazuya Taguchi gets the win unanimously. Alec Robbins knocked out, so Taguchi gets the win.
Yeah, so it was definitely an interesting weekend. We started out with qualifying on Friday. We had the track pretty dialed in. We were feeling really good in our follows and our leads. Kind of hitting a bunch of different zones, kind of learning the track, getting sections of the track down at a time, and then during qualifying, basically just trying to put it all together. So basically going into qualifying, I kind of had all the sections of the track figured out. I just hadn't put them all together yet. So going into the first corner, tossed it in. The car kind of over-rotated a little bit. It kind of caught me off guard. I was able to save it just barely. We hung on to it and jumped right back on the right line and did the rest of the lap really well, actually. But just because that first zone is a very highly judged zone, high-scoring area of the track, so that kind of put a damper on our points for qualifying. We ended up, I think, 26th or so. And it was actually kind of a crazy night. The power went out at the track. We were able to get our qualifying run in just before the power went out. So yeah, it's just been a crazy weekend. Then today, come out for competition. In the morning, the track was wet. It dried out for Pro Spec. They run their entire top 32 battles. And then, of course, right after that, it starts raining. So we had practiced everything in the dry and kind of had the track figured out in the dry. Then going into competition, we had a wet track to deal with. So everyone gets one sighting lap. We went out for our sighting lap. We had never driven in the rain on these tires either. So it was kind of set it up as best we could and kind of wing it. And so we went out there, sight lap, it felt really good. It's just going at a turtle's pace out there. We're so slow in the wet. But I mean, everyone is, so it's just, it's a little frustrating driving in the wet because you want to go and you hit the gas and all it does is push you outside and do weird things. So it's a challenge for sure. Trying to keep it consistent is the biggest thing and be smooth. But yeah, so we ended up going against Jeff Jones in the top 32. It was super fun. We love Jeff. We hang out with him all the time. So it was a really fun battle. It's always fun going against people you know. Kind of takes the edge off. It's always a lot of fun. Less nerves, things like that. But ended up taking the win in that. It was a super fun battle. In the follow run, we were right on his door the whole track. And then we were able to pull away from him just a tiny bit, just enough to edge him out in the lead run. So yeah, that went really good. And then our second run was we were up against Taguchi, and he's an amazing driver in the rain. He's a madman. So I knew I had to throw it right on his door again. Pretty consistent in Pro 1, you always got to kind of throw down. But going out there, I initiated, I was a little bit behind him. I caught up in the second outer zone and pretty much put it on his door in the entire second outer zone. And then coming around, I came up a little bit short in outer zone 3. It was a really tricky zone. It had a lot of grip going into it, and then it loosened up on the outside. So it's super tricky. If you come in too fast, you're going to spin around, and if you come in too slow, you don't make it out far enough. So that's what ended up happening to me. I didn't make it out far enough, and then coming in on my lead run, I did basically the same thing and just got caught a little bit inside, and that was enough to give him the win. So, but super fun battle again, regardless. You know, threw it on his door. We ran really close, and a lot of fun. So. Hopefully next round we'll stay dry. And yeah, so a huge thanks to Facetto, our title sponsor. We couldn't do it this year without them. Got all kinds of new stuff we're working on with them all the time. And then yeah, all of our other sponsors. You can also check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. So big thanks to everyone.